Don't ever let somebody tell you you can't do something. Not even me. All right? You got a dream, you got to protect it. People can't do something themselves. They want to tell you you can't do it.
What's up, everybody? How's it going? This is Matt from the Morning Hookah. I'm joined by a very special guest with me today for the new year. So this is actually going to come out, let's see, it should come out tomorrow, which is New Year's Eve. So instead of saying Happy New Year's, we can say Happy New Year's Eve, I guess. I don't know. This is a new project. This is called Morning Hookah. I'm trying to bring on some friends to do some fun and exciting things. And I thought, where else to start than one of my very good friends, Rob from Dude, Where's My Hookah? So yeah, without further ado, how are you doing, Rob?
It's been a long day from work, but I'm here. We're going to talk about hookah in 2019 in review, more specifically. So I'm happy to be here, man.
I like that. You're straight to the point. You're cut. You're like right there. This is what we're here for. This is what we're going to do. I love it. Thank you. Helping me get back on direction too. So I appreciate that. So what is this Morning Hookah thing? Well, Morning Hookah is going to be a lot of things. Today, it's going to be a year in review. Some days it's going to be a tobacco review, hookah review, all those sorts of things. But yeah, this is basically like the Morning Hookah Show, and we're going to go ahead and talk about 2019. So let's go ahead and do that. Let's talk about the year that we had, all the fun stuff that we saw, maybe some of the stuff that we liked, and maybe some of the stuff that we didn't like. 2019 definitely had some ups, and I would say a couple of few downs, but we're going to try and focus as much as we can on the up stuff. So I've broken this conversation down into a couple of different topics, if you will, and we're going to go and break them down a little bit. And I thought, where else better to start than tobacco, because that's what we need to put in our hookahs to be able to smoke. So let's go ahead and talk about some tobacco stuff. So was there anything new that you can think of that came out this year? And side note, me and Rob will not be able to name everything that happened or came out this year. So please let us know all the things that we missed and were wrong about down in the comments below.
Yeah,
to make sure
please.
that we get, you can just whip us into place if you must. But is there anything you can think of, Rob, that came out in 2019 that you'd like to talk about that is tobacco oriented?
So, I mean, it didn't come out into 2019, but we started to get our hands on it here in the States. Darkside, which,
Yes.
I spoke entirely too soon on. I didn't have good experiences with, but the more I smoked it and the more I got packing methods down, it's like, wow, this is a stellar hookah tobacco. No matter what I tried, it was just out of this world.
I've been really impressed. I've been very lucky. I've gotten my hands on a lot of Darkside throughout the year. It is not something that is. It's weird when it comes to Darkside in 2019 because it's been all over the place. It's been in a lot of different directions in a lot of people's hands, but it's not readily available. You can't go to 5-Star Hookah and go buy yourself some Darkside and stuff like that. So it is different in that regard, but it's one of those things where it's on a lot of people's minds. I can't think of another tobacco that you can't get that you want more in a lot of ways. Maybe Element to a certain extent because it's kind of coming and doing the same thing that Darkside was doing. But Darkside definitely has a really strong hold on the mind think right now of a lot of enthusiasts and a lot of people that are interested in smoking hookah. Now, which flavors have you been able to get your hands on? Has there been anything that's really stuck out to you as a must-try flavor? I think I know what you're going to say. I feel like I know what
I'm pretty sure that you know what I'm going to say. Basil Blast.
Yes, it's amazing. You cannot look past the Basil Blast. I'm telling you right now that if you give this tobacco a shot, it's going to blow your mind. It really is.
No, I used to think Trifecta Enigma was the best flavor on earth. I ended up getting sick. I was throwing up the next day and everything, and that was the last bowl that I smoked prior to that. So now Enigma's ruined for me. And I thought I'd never find another basil flavor. Along comes Darkside, and I'm in love with it.
And it is a completely different basil than Trifecta's
yeah.
Enigma. That's the thing that I find so interesting about, because when I first heard of Basil Blast, my mind instantly went to Enigma. I'm a big fan of Enigma too. Me and you have spoke about our love of Enigma before. It is a super good flavor, but it is so much more. Serpy's wrong. It's so much more not chemically artificial. It's such a you know that the basil's there. You taste that minty taste to it. Like there's a lot of components to it. The weird thing about Basil Blast is it's just basil. Like it is.
And it is a strong basil at that.
It is. It is amazing. So one of my more favorite ones that I've recently gotten into for mixes is Space Dessert, which is tiramisu. My opinion, the only tiramisu that matters in hookah tobacco. Like, it is so damn good. And then putting a little bit of basil blast in that. It sounds weird, but it doesn't if you're a chef, though. Am I?
So what I see from that mix is it's almost like you get done with your nice spaghetti dinner. You know, you still have a little bit of the basil note from the nice marinara sauce, and then you go to the nice tiramisu and just cuts everything. You know?
Exactly, and it really does feel that way. It is weird how the tiramisu has this, the Space Dessert with tiramisu flavor has this really good cakey sensation to it, and you can taste the espresso and that little bit of rum tinge to it and stuff, and it really has all those components, and then to add that basil just on the top of it, it's weird. Another big favorite for a lot of people is like mango lassi and basil blast and a little bit of supernova.
Yeah.
That's kind of like, I don't know who was the very first person. The first person I ever heard talk about it was Paul. There might have been somebody else that spoke about that mix as well. But yeah, just an absolutely phenomenal mixture of flavors. And then there's been a bunch of other ones that I've tried too. Off the top of my head, Astro Tea has been a huge favorite of mine. Also, Barga Monster was really good. Code Cherry was very good. Nuts and Cookie are two very good savory flavors I was a big fan of. Green Mist. Have you had an opportunity? What is up, dude? Where's my cat? Oh, I scared him. I scared the cat off.
He's like, no, I'm out of here. You guys talking about Green Mist? I am out.
Have you had a chance to try Green Mist yet?
No, I heard that's more of like a particular flavor type, like not pawn or anything, but like there's fans of it and there's like people that despise it.
I could see that happening, and I need you to try it because I have a very strong comparison that I like to compare it to, and I tell people about it. But I hate to give somebody a preemptive idea of what it is before they try it. I don't want to spoil your brain, so I'm gonna get you some Green Mist because I want to hear your thoughts on it, just so I can ask you the simple question of, does it taste like this thing that I think it tastes like? That's the only reason I'm gonna send it to you, but I'm gonna do it. I really am.
Okay, I'm all for it, man.
Yeah. Look at him. I'm twisting his arm over here.
Yeah, more Darkside, no,
all right.
Not at all.
So let's talk about some flavors that have actually come out this year. Something that I think a lot of people have really embraced for a lot of reasons. I know I have. In fact, it's one of the things that I'm smoking right now is Rio Mint. I feel like Rio Mint has really hit a very specific type of smoker in a very specific type of way. They've hit that nostalgia chord so strongly because, as a lot of people have spoke about, it is very, very reminiscent of what cane mint tasted like 10, 12 years ago. I mean, it really, to me, it's funny. So I got a very, very small batch of it a while back. I don't know. It's been like 6 months or something like that. Maybe a little longer. And, well, it would have been longer than that because we're at the end of the year and the expo was like 4 months ago. So this is like almost at the beginning of the year. Yeah. Anyways, sorry to go off on a tangent. Okay, so I got this and I smoked it. And the very first thing I said when I smoked it was like, oh my God, this is cane mint. Like, this really is really, I don't know if it's the rose tinted glasses or if it really is that close to being cane mint. I'm not really sure which one it is at this time. Have you had experience with old school cane mint and had Rio Mint, and what are your thoughts, comparisons, and also what do you think of Rio Mint, man?
So I smoked cane mint for the first time in 2013. So I'm not sure if that kind of goes past the whole old school, this is what cane used to be. But from what I remember in 2013 is it's neck and neck. You know, it is right on par with what you used to get back then. At least that I can say. Maybe in 2010 it was different. I don't know. But all I do know is that mint is freaking amazing. I don't know if we're cussing on this channel, but it is a freaking amazing.
You can go ahead and say it's fucking awesome because it really is. It really is. Here's the thing: if you're not 21 because of the laws of the United States of America, please get the fuck out because I don't want to cause any problems or have any issues on my channel, and I want to keep it running and do some fun stuff here. So if you're under 21, please just leave. Wait till your 21st birthday and use this episode as a celebration. You know, crack a beer and watch the morning hookah show. That sounds like a good time to me, I think. Anyways, so I had cane mint in 2007, 2008 when Tangiers was still like on the cusp of like becoming this like phenomenon that it obviously turned into and stuff like that. And it was very good. It was something so strong, especially at that time. You got to remember, like in 2009, 2008 and stuff, like the mints were not the same that they were today. Alfakar mint, which was a very good mint back then too, and a very strong mint, was still a earthy mint. It was still a, kind of like the, chewing on mint leaf type mint and stuff like that. And cane mint is peppermint. So it was so much stronger and so much sweeter and so much different. And I don't remember when it was. It would probably been like 2000 and when were we on hookah.org, Rob? What
So
year?
that's about 2013,
20,
2014.
2014, 2015, somewhere around there. I remember getting Kahneman again. I was like, this is okay. Like I don't know, this is okay. What maybe I don't remember it the same as what I kind of thought, right? And then trying Real Mint, I was like, that's what I remember cane mint tasting like. It's a really strong flavor. It's very sweet. It's very potent. It's very cold, but it's not cold to the point where like you can't smoke it or anything like that. It just adds this really nice minty complexity to anything you mix with it, or if you want to smoke it alone. It's very, very good. Any other flavor? Azure actually came out with a lot of flavors.
Oh man, we could have a whole episode on just Azure flavors, man.
Easily.
Between me and you both, like ultraviolet. What else? Strawberry guava. I mean, the list just goes on, and most of them were released this year.
Yes,
that's the thing. You know, Tomahawk. I think that might have been last year, but close enough, right?
Well, I mean, I think okay. So here's kind of interesting thing about 2019. Correct me if I'm wrong. 2018. Okay, so 2016 to 2017 was like this like breakout year for boutique things, for craftsmanship in hookah.
Yeah.
2017 into 2018 was kind of them finding their legs and really walking. And in 2019, it was a full-on run. I mean, it's the stuff that we saw come out from Trifecta, the stuff that we saw come out from Azure, and it's weird to think of some of these companies as being quote-unquote boutique, but like Azure is not like a gigantic brand. Like they're still very down to earth, I feel, in a lot of ways. They're worldwide, obviously. I'm not trying to say that they're like a mom and pop shop down the street or something, but they're very in tune with the community. I think they do a good job of the flavors that they release and they create and stuff like that. Same thing with Trifecta. Trifecta did something like super cool. Like they heard all the feedback from the community loving peppermint shake, and they created a dark blend of peppermint shake just because the community was, wanting it so badly. I kind of feel, correct me if I'm wrong, I kind of feel like peppermint shake is kind of a take it or leave it flavor. Like, as many people that I know that love peppermint shake, myself included, I know a lot of people that are not actual big fans of it. I want to know where you stand on it and if you have tried the dark leaf blend of it.
I have not been so lucky enough yet to try the dark leaf, but man, it just kind of goes neck and neck with What a Mint. I mean, we were still on hookah.org at that point.
Yes.
So we saw that whole explosion of like 8 new haze flavors that everybody went ape shit over.
Oh, yes.
5 Cents, Carnival Nights, the whole Jazzy line, Cheech and Chong flavors. And it was like every time you talk to somebody, What a Mint was on the top of that list. And now it's like peppermint shake has gone and replaced it, since Haze is out in Spain doing Spaniard things.
I guess.
Yeah. So, I can definitely agree with that. It's either you're going to like it or you're going to love it or you're going to hate it.
Yeah, there's not a huge in between. Like there are some people that will get it for mixes and just do whatever they want with it and stuff. But it takes a special kind of mint person, and I've become more of a mint head over the years. It turns out I don't even know why it happened, but it did. Where you will smoke that alone and just be totally happy for it. The dark blend, you got to try it because it is more creamy. There is a creamier. Okay. The blonde, all Trifecta blonde flavors are very good. And Trifecta came out with some very good flavors this year as well, including things like Concord Grape, Cherry Plum. They came out with another one recently.
Lemon Orange.
Ice Orange. Well, Ice Orange was one of those weird flavors where they were releasing, not releasing for a while.
Oh,
correct?
Yeah.
But they did do an actual release of it, so it does count. I'm trying to think if there was one more. Oh, Lemon Pie. Lemon Pie got released this year as well. I have not tried Lemon Pie. Have you tried Lemon Pie?
No, I didn't even know he was making one.
Yeah,
he really kind of snuck it out. You know?
And then there's the banana one that what did he call that? What is it called?
Oh man, I want to say Bananarama because I'm so ingrained with like 2014 hookah culture. So.
It's something similar to those lines though, for whatever reason. I can't remember the exact name of it for whatever reason, but they came out with a yellow number 5 flavor. It is not banana, it's yellow number 5. Let's be honest. And I didn't care for it. I'm not a fan.
Oh, it's Bonafide.
Bonafide, yes.
Yeah, because I always say Bananafide instead of Bonafide, so that's what it is.
I would call it yellow number 5. That
works completely.
And if you don't know what that means, just go and eat a Laffy Taffy, and that's what it tastes like. It's if you like a banana Laffy Taffy, if you like that, you will love Bonafide. I'm not even no joke. Like it is the same thing in so many ways. So yeah, Trifecta had a really good showing. You know who else had a really good showing this year? And it was very surprising to me. It's probably my biggest surprise of the year. 2 things are my biggest surprise. The first one is how great Eternal Smoke was. Like,
Oh
Just
man,
everything that I tried from Eternal Smoke. Chilled wine is my personal favorite. I love chilled wine. It is not cold tomato soup. Don't you dare say it, Rob. Don't you dare
I
say
actually
it.
haven't tried it. Yeah, I've only tried like 4 or 5 Eternal Smoke flavors, and most were at the expo.
Ooh,
So
well,
yeah.
we gotta get you some chilled wine because that's very good. And then the other one that was a big surprise to me was Tangiers. Actually, I thought Tangiers had a very good showing in 2019. They did a lot of things right, in my opinion, where they opened up communication better. They came out with a bunch of flavors. They came out with, I think it was 9 flavors. My favorites being cherry limeade. I thought that was phenomenal. That is one of the best Tangier flavors I've ever had is cherry limeade. I was really, really impressed with it. I'm trying to think off the top of my head. Lemon tea was another really good one. Leviathan, which they renamed to some weird name, but I don't know what it's called.
Yeah, there's that whole slew that we just don't even know the names of at this point.
Yeah, there's some weird things that happened there for at the end at the end of this year, basically. But Tangiers did a really good job of having a showing of really throwing themselves around. Right, they showed up at the expo, and they showed up in the expo in a big way. When we first heard that they were going to be at the expo, I'll be honest, I kind of thought they would have a small booth, and I didn't think they would be. I didn't think that they would try so hard because Tangiers is one of those brands. They don't have to try hard anymore, right? Like,
Oh no.
especially in the American market, like people either already love Tangiers or they don't, or whatever the case is. But like they didn't have to try so hard, and they really did a good job at the expo, in my opinion, with the showing that they did. They were a really big surprise to me personally. What did you think of Tangiers' showing this year?
I love all their showing. I love seeing the new flavors and everything, but man, I'm still going to hold it against them. Every time I went over to that booth, the bowls were not smoking. And if they were smoking, it tasted like complete ash.
The only time that I had a really good bowl at their booth, which is sad, right? It's both the biggest surprise and disappointment all at the same time, basically. The only time I had a really, really good bowl at the Tangiers booth was when I sat down and they just changed the bowl and they just put on some coals. I was like, oh, thank God I sat down here. And it was really good. It was a very good bowl. It definitely impressed me enough to buy the I got like 6 flavors like right off the bat, right when I got home from the expo. And I mean, like I said, cherry limeade was my favorite. I was not a fan of French jelly. That one let me down quite a bit. It's not
I
that
heard
it was,
a lot of mixed things about that one and the chocolate ice cream.
so I haven't tried chocolate ice cream yet. I've heard mixed things about that one as well. I want it to be good, but I could understand why that one wouldn't be good. Like, if you really break it down, like the idea of chocolate ice cream, that seems like a flavor. Like, I don't think I would ever risk getting that flavor. I don't know. Like, that's one of those names you read and you're like, no, I don't really want to buy that. I don't. Maybe that's
In
me
a blonde
personally.
leaf, I would. But
True,
dark
true.
leaf, I don't know, man. I'm on the same wavelength as you. It's just, it's a little bit too heavy, I think, for what chocolate ice cream is and what Tangiers does with their leaf.
Especially because you can taste that tobacco. Like, that seems like
Yeah.
when it comes to chocolate flavors and tobacco leaf, that's a good mix. Like the cigar from Azure from last year and stuff like that, very good. It was very tasty and stuff. But the idea of like chocolate ice cream and having tobacco notes, like all those things to me just, I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. And if you guys really liked it and you tried it, drop a comment down below. Let me know I'm wrong. And I will accept the fact that I am wrong in this. I will have no issue saying that I'm wrong in something. All right, so let's see. I'm trying to think if there's anything else. Oh, Zomo had a really, really big showing in 2019 as well. I actually went all the way to New York City to just smoke Zomo.
That is true. Yeah, man.
Call me crazy, but I did that. This last year, 2019 was a crazy year for me in terms of going and exploring hookah culture. Like, not only did I go to the Hookahexpo as I did the year before and stuff, but I also went all the way to New York City. I went to what they called it the THL Gala event and smoked a lot of Zomo there. Had a really good time with a lot of really cool people. I got to hang out with some people that have become very close friends to me over the past couple of years through the hookah community and stuff. So it was really cool. But Zomo impressed me a lot. Their flavor called Acai Cream is it's like become an all-time favorite flavor for me personally.
Yes.
Oh,
absolutely.
I'm so glad to hear you say that.
We were doing the Zomo events for a good 2.5 months. And, we'd have water lemon out there. We'd have the acai cream. We'd have Swiss Alps. We'd have Babylon. And no matter what, people always went to water lemon and acai cream. Didn't matter where we were in the city. That's the two that everybody liked the most.
And it's weird for me because I know a lot of people that enjoyed water lemon. Good friend Cam is not a fan of mint flavors at
No.
all in any way. But like he said he liked the water lemon flavor at least enough. Like maybe that means not very much on his scale of liking. I don't know. Cam is an interesting dude. He says that kind of stuff. But water lemon was the one flavor from Zomo that like I wasn't that big of a fan of. Like it never clicked for me personally. I don't know if my taste buds were just not in line with like the mixture of it for whatever reason, but it just wasn't for me personally. But I do know a lot of people that liked it a lot. Also, I don't know if you've tried it. I know you're a fan of horchata flavors. Did you get to try the Mount Fuji flavor?
No, that one has eluded me in the Taj Mahal. Those are like the two I haven't tried.
Haven't tried Taj Mahal either, but you got to get your hands on Mount Fuji because me and you, we like that horchata flavor, and that is a bomb horchata flavor. Like really, really good.
Better than the Azure one?
It's different.
Oh, no.
It's different because of the mintiness to it. Like it is definitely like they could have called it chilled horchata, and that would have been a better name in my opinion, because it is definitely like a minty horchata flavor. It's not minty in the sense that the taste is mint, but it's very cold and it has like that chilled horchata-ness to it. I'm a big fan of the Azure horchata though too. That's very good. I like the horchata in the dark leaf as well. Which I didn't expect to, because I really liked it in the blonde leaf a lot, and I thought that the transition from going to the gold line to the black line would be kind of too much of a difference. But it turned out I was a big fan of it actually. All right, well that's a lot of tobacco stuff that we were able to get through that, and this is not going to be a short video. I originally thought that this is going to be. I'm gonna condense all of this down to like 10 minutes. It'll be fine, Rob. You don't even worry about it. At this point,
that's how the message went.
That's not how this is going to go. It turns out. Whatever. Let's go ahead and talk about hookahs. Let's talk because.
All right.
Yeah, let's hear about this. You have something standing right next to you that I think a lot of people are interested in hearing about.
Conveniently, product placement. You know, that convenient product placement. Looking for sponsors on this channel, so
always
maybe versatile. So yeah, this is my favorite pipe from 2019. Yeah, I believe it did come out in 2019. I know he was playing around with it in 2018, but I think he actually made it 2019. So nice oxidized aluminum casting. Has a removable diffuser. It's not the whitest hookah I've ever smoked out of, but man, it's like right on point with like a KM, maybe a little bit whiter, maybe just a little bit.
Interesting. Okay.
I mean, the tray's upgraded. This is like a nice matte pair-esque tray.
That's a cool tray. That is a very nice looking tray.
I mean, it's solid too.
Very cool.
This isn't going anywhere. So, yeah. But the main point with versatile is you have a versatile hookah that can be switched out with its sleeves. So that was the whole thing behind it. You know, as I dropped the grommet. So, yeah. I mean, that was the whole selling point. Is you don't have to buy a Regal and be stuck with that Regal for the rest of your life. You could buy another insert every month if you really wanted to. You know.
Yeah, really change up the look, really keep it custom, make it something that is unique to yourself. You can mix, matched. If you have like a Derek Moses hose, which I have, I'm a big fan of Derek Moses produced items and stuff. You could really do some really cool stuff with that. If you go on Instagram, and by the way, guys, go and check out Dude Where's My Hookah on Instagram. It's a fantastic place. I'm sure you guys are already following him, but if for some reason you're not, go over there and check it out. Also check out the Morning Hookah Instagram as well. Trying to do some cool stuff over there. I promise. I've been just paying attention to everything Rob does, and I'm just trying to do my best Rob impression on everything that I take a picture of basically at this point.
Your pictures are getting so much better, man. I am so proud because for fun, I used to edit your pictures and send them back to you. Like, here's how I would have done this, you know?
Oh, man. Yeah, and I've been putting a lot more effort. I've been spending a lot of time really trying to up my Instagram game and make those pretty pictures and stuff like that. So, but yeah, check out Dude Where's My Hookah on Instagram. But man, I had somewhere that I was going with this when I start. Oh, go on to Instagram and look up the different things that people do with versatile hookahs and the way that they mix and match and do some very cool shots with it. It's just there's a lot of things that can be done, and a lot of people have taken a lot of advantage of that as well.
Oh. There's some matching right there, you know?
Exactly.
And that's kind of where it came from because the guy that makes these, he is a big, avid supporter of Mason Shisha Ware. So he has endless amounts of these resin tips and everything. He's like, well, why would I just want one hookah? I'm going to spend like $10,000 trying to match my hookahs to these hoses. And, you know, that's where he came up with the idea. From what I understand, that's where the idea kind of evolved from.
That makes sense. I mean, honestly, one thing about hookah smokers, and I think you can attest to this, is we like to have the thing that we're smoking look pretty. Like, we spend hours smoking out of these things, we might as well have them look nice as we're using them. We don't want to be using, I don't know, a tinfoil can that we put a quick light on or something on some unnamed YouTube channel. Anyways, yeah, very, very cool stuff. I actually got a smoke out of Versatile Hookah when I was in New York City. And for whatever reason, the smaller frame, like Rob has here in shot, has never really appealed to me for, I don't know, just whatever reason, just not my cup of tea. But the full-size Versatile Hookahs that he's going to be coming out with, those things I think look so sleek and so nice. I'm really excited about those. I think that they look very, very nice. They're something that I would love to have in my collection. I was actually lucky enough to get 2 new hookahs in my collection 2019, and I'm really happy to have these. When I was at the expo, I told my wife that I was going to be buying a hookah. No matter what, I was going to be buying a hookah. And as soon as I saw the work bun hookah, I knew that this was the one that I just wanted to buy so badly. We walked past it like 4 or 5 times, and finally I was like, how much is it? And they said it was like $220 for the expo pricing and stuff. It came with this wonderful vase that I have behind me. You can kind of see it in shot a little bit.
I see it, yeah.
And I had to get it. Like, for that price point and everything that it was offering, I was more than happy to get it. I've really enjoyed it a ton. The only reason why I'm not smoking with this is so I can show it off right now, basically. It does this whole thing with the black light where it can glow in the dark and stuff like that.
Oh, it's so cool.
It is cool, but like I never use it, so like it was a really weird thing. She was like selling it to me like that. She's like, "Yeah, it will glow in the dark if you leave it in the sun." It's like I smoke in a basement. Like this is never gonna see any sunlight. It's winter, like literally 5 months out of the year. Like this is just gonna hang out with me, and I don't mind that. That was not for me personally like the reason for buying it. As some people really like that kind of stuff, and I don't blame them for liking that kind of stuff. And then, so to give you a comparison, that hookah right there, it has a way more restricted draw than a lot of people are used to when it comes to hookahs. It is not really wide and open. It's not like a matte pear. I know a lot of people, because of the Russian invasion and German invasion and stuff, a lot of people are used to that super wide open smoke and stuff like that. And it is definitely way more restrictive. It's more of a nostalgia trip. It's not as restrictive as a Syrian. I don't know how many people have had the opportunity to smoke out of a Syrian. I may be speaking to a very small group of people. It's not that restricted, but it's definitely not as open as something like a matte pear. And then the other hookah that I was able to get this year was actually from a Secret Santa that I was a part of. And I got the Vero hookah from Aeon Hookahs. And look at how small this thing is, Rob. Look at how tiny this is.
That's why I want it, man. Like, my soda cup is literally larger than that. Like, it's just so perfect for everyday use, and it smokes well.
It does. So I tried this in Vegas, and Jeremy Bird, good friend, he bought one, and I smoked his at the frat house in Vegas and stuff. And I was like, yeah, it's a good hookah. I don't know if I would ever want to buy it, and I would ever use it, blah, 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 all those kind of things. And as soon as I got it, once again, thank you to my Santa for getting me this. But I was like, I don't know if I'll ever use it. And then I started to smoke it, and I started to use it more and more and more. And I was like, this is for $100, for $99, and you can get it on sale sometimes for like $80. Like, this is you don't like the weight of this. Like, I can't even express like how heavy this thing is. Like, this is like heavier than some full hookahs with water in the vase. It's
for sure.
It is so heavy, and it's so nice, and it smokes so well. It's more open than my work bun hookah. So if that matters to you, you can get a more open hookah right here in this very small form factor. It did take a very small amount of troubleshooting to make sure you didn't shoot water up into your bowl and ruin your session. I'm not saying that it happened to me. It happened to me. But once you figure it out, it's all good. You don't got to worry about that at all. But very, very cool. Yeah, it's just so nice. So what I want to talk about in this hookah area is, once again, kind of going back a little bit. It's funny because like trends in hookah, they start out crawling, and then they slowly start to build up. In 2018 was the start of the overseas invasion, where we started to see lots of stuff. Matt Pear was the name in hookahs in 2018, like 100%, absolutely. And there's other hookahs that kind of started before that, but the name is not associated the same way. Like the what's it called? The one it starts with an A, Aviator.
Alpha.
No, not the Alpha. The Aviator came out in like 2016, honestly. And that was a Russian pipe engineered and all those kinds of things. But like people don't think about that the same way they think about the Matt Pear hookah and stuff like that.
Yeah, it doesn't even cross my mind like that, honestly.
Exactly. It's kind of the craziest thing. But 2018, we saw this influx of matte pairs, and everyone wanted to get something Russian. Everybody wanted to, that's when I got my Like Smoke, was in 2018, and I wanted that this Like Smoke that I have is my baby. I love this Like Smoke, and it's crazy because it wasn't so readily available as everything is nowadays. Like, not only do we have an easier channel to get things from Russia or Germany, but now you can literally go to places like hookahjohn.com, 5-Star Hookah, Hookah Junkie, all these like mainstay vendors in the United States and get this sort of stuff. What has that been like, in your opinion, to see these hookahs from other parts of the country, other parts of the world, be so readily available in America? Like, what are your thoughts on that?
Man, it just shows like a worldwide phenomenon that hookah is. Like we saw it with 5-Star. I'm not sure if he's the first that ever brought in. Of course, people brought in Egyptian pipes. People brought in random pipes from different areas, like maybe Germany and Russia. But he was the first one that I can remember.
I agree.
That was bringing in Brazilian stuff. And as soon as that hit the market, it was like all the reviewers wanted Brazilian stuff. And
Yes.
Like, look at this. We have all these crazy Brazilian pipes. They're nothing like what we had. And now we're seeing that almost 10 years later with this Russian market and the German market. It's like everybody wants the Viro, and everybody wants what
these Aeon
What-
hookahs
yeah.
and these soft smoke hookahs and these alpha hookahs. Like, it really has become just a complete change of the name for everything. Everybody wants a Regal. Everybody wants a B2. Wonderful handmade, wonderful American pipes and stuff like that. But it is really, it's good, in my opinion, to the industry to see competition coming from outside of the United States to help push anybody that wants to make these sort of pipes and stuff and make them relevant, because you have actual competition that you're actually up against, right? Instead of just like doing, whatever you want to do, you have to be bringing your A game every single time. And I think that's a real good thing, honestly. I think that's a good thing that we're seeing. That's a good point you make about 5-Star, though. Like, 5-Star has always been very much ahead of the game in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
With flavorings from other areas, hookahs in other areas, accessories from other areas. Like, they really have done a very good job of that stuff for a very, very long time. Alex does a great job at 5-Star Hookah. He really does. So what are let me see. I'm going to read my notes real quick. What was the thing that Hookah? So I feel like, correct me if I'm wrong, 2016 was the year of the diffuser. Maybe 2017, year of the diffuser, somewhere around there. 2018 was kind of the year of Russian, the matte pair and stuff like that. Have you noticed any sort of interesting trend in terms of hookahs in 2000? I can think of one off the top of my head.
Me too. It might be the same one.
What's your trend of 2019 for hookahs, in your opinion?
The stick.
The stick is
hookahs.
Definitely one of them. Yes, it is. The
Because
stick
I own a
hookah.
stick.
What is your thoughts of the stick hookah? Why do people want something that is so plain Jane? What is up with that?
I mean, the materials, it's amazing. It's like what we're saying, it drives competition up. There was at no point in the last few years would I ever think I can get a full stainless steel hookah that is like the utmost quality compared to my KMs, and it's going to be under the price point of a KM. And it's going to function so perfectly. Like, I hated them too. I saw the Avion and everything. I'm like, why do people like this?
Yeah,
like,
it was
what's
weird.
What's wrong with you?
There's nothing there. There's nothing. And then I don't know what it was. It wasn't trying it for the first time, but it was definitely like experiencing it as a whole piece and like kind of realizing like the simplicity works for its benefit in so many ways.
Yeah.
And it really is such a nice looking aesthetic piece. Like, the simplicity to it, in like, your versatile is loud. It's beautiful. It's really nice. But there is something really nice about the simplicity of just a stick, which is crazy, but there really is. And then the other thing that I can think of in 2019 was the Invisible Purge.
Oh, yeah, that's a good one.
The Invisible Purge was something that definitely, I feel like maybe towards the end of 2018, the Alpha Hookah was one that I can think of for sure that was really strong with that. Then we started to see the Avion Hookah obviously do it as well. And there was a bunch of other ones. It's crazy. Like, even this is sort of an invisible purge. I mean, the same concept of an invisible purge. It's not a piece sticking out to be the purge piece. And that's what that invisible purge means. Same thing with my work bun. Oh, I got to grab my headphones in just a second. But yeah, same thing with my work bun. It is also an invisible purge. There's no actual piece there that you purge out of. It's just these tiny little holes, and it makes it look really nice. It's like ghosting the smoke, and it makes it look like, I don't know, like this weird, cloud of smoke that comes out. It's just really interesting looking.
No, we saw Hookah John make his first hookah in his entire business, and that's exactly what he had. He had a invisible purge on it, you know? So
I still think the Alpha and the Avion do it best. I like the shooting up.
I like that VZ Pandora, the one how it shoots up too and kind of cascades across. That is pretty nice.
The only reason to burn your hookah in 2019 was to get as much smoke as you possibly could just to purge it. That was that was everything you needed to have happen in 2019. Would just burn the shit out of your bowl and purge it out, and you're good to go, man. All right, so last question about kind of going into 2020 just a little bit now. Is there anything that you're excited around the corner in 2019, especially when it comes to like hookahs and stuff like that? Or is there something maybe in 2020 that you have your eye on that you're wanting to possibly purchase?
You got it next to you.
Yeah, this bad boy right here.
Yeah, I'm gonna get one. I already know myself. I'm gonna buy one. But that's a really good question, man. I don't think too far in the future. You know, it's kind of like hookah is so quick and everything that you can't predict what the trends are going to be. You can't predict what you're going to want down the line. Like I'd love an invisible purge on my hookah. Now that I have one of the sticks, I have these things that it's like, oh, I don't need that. I don't need that. And then I finally own one and I'm like, I did need that. You know?
Yep, so turns out this is exactly what I needed my whole time that I was smoking hookah. I didn't know it until I finally had it.
Pretty much, you know, like, but I really don't have a good answer to that. That's just such a good question that I don't think that far ahead. It's like, I just don't know where hookah is going to be. I mean, I look forward to the expo. I look forward to seeing what all these brands do, but it's like, I don't have a specific answer that can be like, this is what I want. You know, it's just getting to hang out with everybody. That's it. That's all I want.
I think that's a great answer. I'm a big video game fan as well as smoking hookah and stuff like that, and I love E3. I love E3 because that's when you find out so many things that are going to be whatever it is that you're going to be playing the rest of the year and stuff like that.
Diablo mobile app.
You never know what's going to happen. You never know what the big thing is going to be and what it's going to take the world by storm and stuff. And I wish the expo a little bit would turn into that kind of part of E3 where manufacturers, and like Trifecta actually does a really good job of this, and there's a few other brands that did a good job. Nirvana, which was another really big surprise. They were somebody that really took their brand and turned it on its head and did something really exciting to it in a lot of ways, and I think that's really cool. Nirvana came out this year with a custom shisha maker where you can make everything you want or anything you can dream of into the perfect mix that you didn't know you wanted. I mean, the amount of flavors that they have on their site is amazing. Like, you can do anything. But I kind of wish everybody would kind of benefit from the expo and really have some sort of like big announcement. I you know, thinking back to this year compared to like 2018 or 2017, they really did do that a lot better this year. A lot of brands did. I mean, Tangiers did it, Trifecta did it, Ugly did it, Alpaca did it with some really cool stuff as well. Actually, when it comes to like bowls and things that are made there. Man, there. You know what? I take back what I just said. The expo is turning into E3, which is everything I always dreamed it to be. So there you go. Never mind. I take it all back.
Brands are just getting better because, like you said, the first year that I went, you know, my first year was the second year that the expo happened, and it wasn't like that. It was more of like, what can we get away with here? Like, how does this really go? You know, brands are trying to find themselves how they present to a end consumer, not just a business end. So I think it was a lot of give and take and learning. You know, X brand did this year, and it was really good. You know, raffle wheels, whatever, like stuff like that. That really involved everybody there. And then this last year was more like, well, no, we don't want to do that because everybody's already here to see us. We want to bring something new to the table, like Alfaker's booth. Just amazing.
Yes. I can't
compared to the last year, it wasn't like that at all.
I can't believe that we actually made it this far into the video talking about 2019, and we did not talk about Alfaker. Honestly, like Alfaker did the thing that they should have done from a long time ago, and they just said like, "Hey, you guys know what? AF everything." How is that? It's AF. It's good AF. It's sweet AF. It's fruity AF. Like it was so simple, and it was right in front of us the whole time. And I'm sure everyone has made a joke of it at some point, but they really turned it into their marketing. And I thought I thought they did a really good job marketing this year. I think that the AF stuff that they came out with, not only did it taste good, it was very. I wish they weren't red anymore. I wish they would just make a beautiful looking blonde tobacco like their golden line and stuff like that. But whatever.
Please.
I got which is the pomegranate grapefruit one, or not pomegranate, but grapefruit and
that's
passion
the
fruit.
highest number. I think it's number 8.
I think that is 8. I think you're right. That's the one that I got, and I really enjoy it a lot. I was not a fan of the green tea one because
I was gonna say, don't you say number 4,
No,
because we're gonna have some words after this video.
I've had much better green teas than lemon. I'm sorry, just that was not my cup of tea.
Agreed.
What'd you think of the chili double apple?
I've smoked through 2 kilos of it since the expo. It is my absolute favorite flavor of this year.
I regret not getting it. That is my big regret in 2019 was not getting that one when I had the chance to, because the more I think about it, the more I wish I had it to smoke of, and that's a regret of mine, is because it was very good. You know what? I did not give it the credit that it deserved at the expo.
See, that was like whenever I had a bad experience, like say I went to Tangiers booth, the hookah wasn't smoking, I knew I could come back and smoke number 4, and it would be beautiful. So
there you go.
That was like my go-to during both expo days.
All right, so let's talk about some of the other things that came out in 2019. Some of the biggest things, I think, in a lot of ways, was HMDs. HMDs had a very big resurgence in 2019. They've always been a big mainstay for a lot of people. A lot of people love smoking with HMDs. Heat management devices, if you don't know. The grandfather of heat management devices is the metal screen, but we're not talking about the metal screen. Just kidding, just kidding. The grandfather is the Lotus, and the Lotus actually went through 2 revisions this year. They did the Lotus XL, which was just a bigger Lotus. The capacity was easier to fit in 3 cube coals. But then they had the Lotus 2. Did you get your hands on the Lotus 2? What are your thoughts of it if you did?
I love the look of it. I cannot say I smoked it like, I smoked it one time at a Zomo event, and it actually performed pretty well. But I can't really have an opinion on it because I don't have one to play with myself and really go in and out. But it smoked well.
HMDs have always been really interesting to me because I use them from time to time, and there's nothing about them that like I don't like or like inherently I'm not a fan of or anything. I'm just so used to using foil, and I'm so used to using the Provost at this point with foil and stuff. It's weird because I think that during 2016, 15, somewhere around there, maybe a little even before, I guess, when the Lotus was really coming out, which was actually a long time ago. It's weird to think about, but the Lotus came out in like 2012, 2013, something like that.
Yeah, that was what I got for Christmas in 2013 from my friend.
Yeah, it's crazy to think about how long ago it was. And I think if you grew up smoking with it, I think you just got so used to using it that it became this thing where you can use it the same way that I use foil, right? Like, I'm so used to it. It's become the thing that I'm so accustomed to using. It's weird for me to change up my style in any way. I love the Phoenix HMD. Big fan of it. Glad they redid the lid for 2019. I thought that was so happy they did that. So very, very happy they did that. And then the Lotus 2. I actually got one when I was in New York. I got it as like a parting gift, a door prize basically. And I do use it from time to time. Believe it or not, it's the only way that I smoke Zomo. That is the Lotus 2 in an Alpaca medium bowl. And that is the only way that I smoke Zomo. That's it. I load it in there, and that's what I was used to doing, and now that's the only way I do it. That's it.
That's actually really strange because the only way I smoke Zomo at home is in a Hookah John Tri-Mini bowl with my MIG razor. It's the only way I do it.
Yeah, it makes sense, and once you try it, you get it. I don't know why. It just works really good for that reason, and that's what it's turned into. Okay, here's a question for you. In 2019... everything got bougie. Everything got fancy.
Yeah.
2019 was the year of the fancy pantsy ass hookah smoker. Everybody wanted to be bougie AF. I look at this. This is a football handle from Derek Moses made out of real football leather with laces and everything. I'm bougie. I got these work bun tongs. They're behind me at the moment. I also got these Urso tongs that look
They're so nice. They're worth every penny.
Hold on. Look at these. These look like bare hands. I know, right? Like these Urso tongs are really cool. These are from Brazil, actually, Rob. So I know you're a fan of these. But why was 2019 the year of the fancy smoker? Why was 2019 bougie as fuck?
I think availability, man. It's like everybody kind of found out about Moses hoses, and then all of a sudden they weren't just like. So they still are a small production and everything, but it's like you can kind of buy one year round. Yeah. Stone hookah batches, that got a lot more praise, but availability again. Mm-hmm. Like Stone bowls weren't just sold out the same night that they went. I mean, Mason bowls, that didn't change at all, but at the same time, the Mason sleeves and everything kind of took off.
And
he had more reason to do stuff like that.
And Mason got into the bougie game as well with the Grand Onyx. You know,
Yeah, that's right.
Everybody jumped into the bougie game. They wanted to make things really bougie. We saw an uptick of boutique bowls as well. I was lucky enough to get one of the hazy bowls. I'm a big fan of what they're doing over there at Hazy. I really like my hazy bowl that I have. It's perfect for when I smoke Tangiers, and I smoke quite a bit of Tangiers, so it's perfect for me. Big fan of that. And then 2019 was also the year I spent the most money I've ever spent on a hookah bowl, by fucking far. I spent $125 on this bowl, and I did it twice because I got my wife a VIP ticket as well. Okay. So basically, I spent $250 on hookah bowls this year and got the limited edition HEW, not a Harmony, but just this HEW bowl basically. And this was an expensive ass bowl, and it is a bougie bowl, and I do not treat it like that at all.
I was doing all the Instagram posting for Hookahexpo Worldwide. I thought I'd get a bowl. I didn't get a bowl.
They're exclusive.
That's not a shot at Jake or John, but
get this man a bowl,
I don't
guys.
have the bowl.
Anyway, yeah, I spent a lot of money in hookah bowls this year, and I got some really cool stuff. I was able last year I broke my Mason bowl because whole cans. And a good friend of ours, Cam, he actually gifted me his Mason bowl that he has. So I have a Mason bowl again. I have a lot of really cool bowls. That's one thing about 2019 that I was able to procure myself some really, really cool bowls. I got the Relics bowl, the Relics ring bowl, but that was in 2018 actually. Got the beautiful hazy bowl in 2019. Got a stone bowl for the first time in 2019. Spent way too much money on these HEW bowls in 2019. Just got some really cool stuff in 2019, and it is definitely a fancy year for a lot of reasons. And I think one of the reasons for that is it is, like you said, when it comes to availability, it is easier to have fancy smoking stuff at a much more a redeemable price. Like in the past, if you wanted to get something like, fancy, you were spending, like the only way you could do that was like a Hookah back in the day. And Hookahs are really fucking expensive. Like they're $600 for like the glass vase ones and stuff. They're bizarre at how expensive they are. And I think that there's nothing wrong with spending that money if that's what you're wanting. I got no issue with that or anything. B2s are very expensive pipes. B2 came out with the F22 this year, which was their take on a stick hookah. They have some other interesting news coming out in 2019 that I don't know if anybody knows about. Do you know about B2s? No? Yes?
Nah, I don't think so.
I'm gonna cut this out of the video. I'm gonna tell you real quick, but B2's coming out with a stainless steel stick hookah called the Oni hookah.
Oh yeah. Okay. He's posted on the groups.
Yeah. Oh, okay. I wasn't sure if he had for sure. I'm getting one in a couple of weeks to test out and to give my thoughts and opinions on. So I'll let you guys know what I think about that. And because he's posted on the groups, I will leave this part in the video. Okay, so there's been a lot of really bougie stuff in 2019. I think that that's a good way to call the year the fancy hookah year.
Yeah, 2019. I like that. Yeah.
All right, so to get ready to end our video, I thought it'd be fun to try and give a review of 2019 in 5 words or less. Can you give me your review of 2019 in 5 words or less, Rob?
Bigger, better, bougie. 3 words.
I like that. The 3 B's. The 3 B's of 2019. Bigger, better, bougie. I like that, man. That's very good. All right, let me see if I can do this. 5 words or less review of 2019. How about let's go with if it ain't a stick. No, can't do that. How about it's a stick or nothing.
I like it. That works, man. That works.
And that could even go with some other things. If it's not Russian, nothing. I don't know. You could play around with it. Obviously, what we're getting at is that the gimmicks were strong in 2019. And I got no problem with that. I think that gimmicks sometimes will make things a lot of fun in a lot of ways. So that's cool.
Yeah, just no rocket hookahs.
That's a conversation for another day. And
yes.
If you guys would like to see that conversation happen, drop something down in the comments below and let us know that you would like to hear us talk about rocket hookahs. Not Rocket League, but rocket hookahs. All right. I think that is probably going to do it for this first show of the Morning Hookah Show right here on Morning Hookah, youtube.com/Morning Hookah. Make sure and follow me over on Instagram at Morning Hookah. And if you're not already a part of the Morning Hookah group over on Facebook, I highly recommend you come and join us over there. It is going to be a fun time in 2020. A lot of fun things are going to happen. And yeah, I have a lot of plans, Rob, for 2020, and I'm really hoping to stay as focused as possible and get everything out that I'm really wanting to. I feel newfound motivation, a newfound drive to really push myself in 2020. And yeah, I think it's gonna be a real fun year, and I'm gonna have you on the show as much as I possibly can. So be ready. I won't.
Oh, I'm here. I'm here.
I'll slide into your DMs to find out how you're doing as well. But I'm also going to do it to ask you to come on the show, okay?
Yes, next time I'm going to figure out this whole carbon monoxide alarm, and I'm going to be smoking next time because that sounds so nice right now.
Yes, mine is beautiful. It's very...
No, I bet so.
Very enjoyable at the moment. All right, guys, thank you so much for watching. Again, really do appreciate it a ton. There's not a whole lot more that I can think to say, and it's always weird to end these things without some sort of like outro. So it's just going to end. I don't know exactly when it's going to end. Oh, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to start fading out our voices in just a second, and then I'm just going to put some music on it, and then we're just going to be talking back and forth. How did you like Rise of the Skywalker? Or is it called The End of the Skywalker? What the hell is this last movie called?
Rise of Skywalker.
So how was
Rise
it?
Of the,
Were you a fan of it? Are you not liking it?
Yeah, I actually really enjoyed it, man. I understand why people kind of hate on it. Like, I get it. But, I mean, as a kid, it was the whole stigma of like, oh, you like the prequels? Like, what the fuck is wrong with you? And it's just a Star Wars movie, man. That's fair.
It will never get over the fact that it's either the main series or the new movies. It will never be past. Everyone will love whatever bad movies they come up.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I know Matthew,
It's been a brilliant journey of self-awakening. Now you've simply got to ask yourself, what is happiness to you?
I want to live a real life. I don't want to dream.
When people think you're dying and they really, really listen to you instead of